not least of its use of Charles II's own narrative. Now that means that that one of the joys of the Spencer's books, which certainly includes the fact that it used Charles II's own narrative as well as the narrative of his supporters. Yeah, so it's mentioning all the joys here of Spencer's books, and so the fact that it used Charles II's own narrative is a joy of Spencer's book. So yeah, the inclusion of Charles's account is a joy. It's one of the joys of the book. It's a positive aspect of the book. We must say yes for 35. Okay, for the last few questions, we've just got to choose A, B, C or D. So, what is the reviewer's main purpose in the first paragraph? And remember, we used the first paragraph to answer all of those questions a second ago. So we know what account it is. We can still remember. Yeah, and so what kind of account is it? Does it detail all the details of the Battle of Worcester? Now, I remember it mentioned the Battle of Worcester, but it seemed to mention the Battle of Worcester as one of many other things. Let's quickly have a quick look and see if one sentence makes it clear, but I'll quickly read through the answers here. So, to describe what happened at the Battle of Worcester, or during the Battle of Worcester, to give an account of the circumstances leading to Charles II's escape, to provide details of the parliamentarians' political views, to compare Charles II's beliefs with those of his father. Let's check the first paragraph. Okay, the first paragraph, it's telling us about Charles Spencer's latest book, which relates the story of the hunt for King Charles, the 6 weeks after the Battle of Worcester. That's what the book's mainly about, the 6 weeks after his resounding defeat at the Battle of Worcester. Okay, and so this part, in paragraph 1, we hear the story, don't we? We hear what happened that led up to the Battle of Worcester. We hear that Charles II lost the Battle of Worcester. He was comprehensively defeated. And then we hear that a huge reward was offered for his capture, and he had to hide. Yeah, for 6 weeks he was going through a series of heart-poundingly close escapes to evade the parliamentarians before seeking refuge in Europe. So this seems to be all about, it's an account of after the Battle of Worcester, the 6 weeks after the Battle of Worcester where he escaped. So let's find the correct answer. So, A, to describe what happened during the Battle of Worcester, it's not just about the Battle of Worcester. It includes that, but it's really about what happened after the Battle of Worcester, when he escaped. So B is looking good to give an account of the circumstances leading to his escape. So the Battle of Worcester led to his defeat and the fact that he had to escape, he had to run away. C, provide details of political views. It doesn't provide any details of really, or scant details of political views. We just hear a little bit about religious views, Presbyterianism, but we don't really hear much about it. And same with D, it doesn't compare his beliefs with those of his father. It mentioned them, but really the main purpose in the first paragraph is to give us that big long account of the circumstances leading to his escape. And that's why we get so many different details, and not just the Battle of Worcester. We get lots and lots and lots. It's a whole account of the circumstances that led to his escape to France, eventually to France, his escape to France. So B is correct for 36. Now 37 is about the third paragraph, so we go straight there, yeah? But why does the reviewer include examples of the fugitive's behaviour in the third paragraph? And we've got to explain how close Charles II came to losing his life, to suggest that Charles II's supporters were badly prepared, to illustrate how the events of the 6 weeks are brought to life, and to argue that certain aspects are not as well known as they should be. So the third paragraph, one of the joys of Spencer's book, a result not least of its use of Charles II's own narrative as well as those of his supporters,